There is a mode of working that most modern professionals have never experienced, not because it is difficult to understand, but because the architecture of modern work has been almost perfectly designed to prevent it. It requires sustained, uninterrupted, high-intensity focus on a single cognitively demanding task. No notifications. No switching. No half-presence. Cal Newport calls it deep work. And the people who have built systems to protect it, consistently, deliberately, at scale, are not just more productive than everyone else. They are operating in a different category of output entirely. The knowledge economy has produced a paradox. It rewards cognitive performance above almost everything else. And it has simultaneously created conditions, open offices, always-on communication, fragmented schedules, notification saturation, that make genuine cognitive performance nearly impossible. The average knowledge worker, studies suggest, works in fragments of 11 to 15 minutes between interruptions. That is not enough time to load complex context into working memory, let alone produce work that requires intellectual depth. The top 1% of performers have recognized this and built explicit protocols to protect their cognitive peak hours. Today, we build that protocol. The foundational unit of the deep work protocol is the uninterrupted block. Not the 25-minute Pomodoro. Not, I'll focus until something comes up. A scheduled, protected, pre-announced block of 90 to 120 minutes during which deep cognitive work is the only permitted activity. Cal Newport, Georgetown professor and author of Deep Work, found in his research that elite performers across fields, writers, scientists, programmers, executives, consistently cluster their most demanding intellectual work into concentrated blocks rather than attempting to sustain focus across a fragmented day. The implementation. Identify your 2 highest cognitive demand tasks for tomorrow. Block 90 minutes for the first, 90 minutes for the second. Communicate to your environment that you are unavailable during these blocks. Treat those blocks with the same inflexibility you give externally scheduled meetings. This is the baseline architecture. Everything else in the protocol builds on it. Newport identifies a counterintuitive element of sustained deep work performance. The quality of the shutdown matters as much as the quality of the focus. High performers who maintain elite deep work output over years, not just days, use a defined end-of-day ritual that allows the unconscious mind to continue processing without the conscious mind interfering. Hemingway famously stopped writing each day mid-sentence, leaving himself an easy re-entry point for the next morning. Modern neuroscience supports the value of this. The unconscious mind continues working on complex problems during rest states, producing insights that surface seemingly at random during recovery periods. The implementation. End each workday with a brief written handoff note to yourself. 3 sentences about where you left off, what the next action is, and what remains unresolved. This offloads open loops from conscious memory, reduces evening rumination, and enables a genuine mental shutdown that makes tomorrow's deep work blocks more productive from the first minute. Every time you switch tasks, from deep work to a notification check, from a complex problem to a quick email, you don't fully return to the first task when you switch back. A portion of your attention remains with the second task. Researchers call this attention residue. It degrades the quality of subsequent deep work in proportion to how frequently you switch. This means that the most expensive interruption is not the long one, it's the frequent short one. A 30-second phone check in the middle of a deep work block produces attention residue that degrades performance for significantly longer than the interruption itself. The implementation. During deep work blocks, all notification-generating devices must be physically removed from the workspace, not silenced, removed. Research has shown that the mere presence of a smartphone on a desk, even face down and powered off, degrades working memory performance. The device needs to not be in the room. This is non-negotiable if deep work quality is the actual goal. Here is the element of deep work performance that almost no one talks about, the one that Newport identifies as potentially the most important variable in long-term deep work capacity. The ability to perform deep work is not just a scheduling challenge. It is a cognitive training challenge. And the primary training methodology is not more focus sessions. It is the deliberate practice of tolerating boredom. In an era of infinite stimulation, where any moment of unoccupied attention is immediately filled with a phone, a video, a notification, the modern brain is losing its capacity to sustain attention through the resistance that deep work requires. Newport argues that if you spend your free time in constant shallow stimulation, your brain becomes structurally less capable of the sustained attention that deep work demands. The implementation: deliberately choose boredom at least once per day. Wait in a line without checking anything. Take a walk without audio input. Sit with your thoughts for 10 minutes. You are not wasting time. You are training the attentional infrastructure that your most valuable work depends on. Newport documents a pattern among the most prolific deep workers in history. When a project requires extreme focus, they create an extreme environment. J.K. Rowling booked a luxury hotel suite to finish the final Harry Potter book. Bill Gates practiced twice yearly, think weeks, isolated retreats with no contact with Microsoft, dedicated entirely to deep reading and thinking. Darwin built a thinking path on his property that he walked daily as a structured contemplation ritual. These grand gestures accomplish two things. They signal to the brain that this work is serious enough to warrant extraordinary conditions, and they physically remove the person from the ambient demands of their normal environment. The implementation: identify the single most important cognitive project in your professional life right now. Then ask, what would a grand gesture look like for this? It doesn't require a hotel suite. It requires removing yourself, physically or procedurally, from your normal environment and devoting a defined, concentrated block to nothing but this work. The gesture changes the relationship with the work. And that changes the output. 5 elements of the protocol that separates ordinary knowledge work from extraordinary intellectual output. The deep work block: protect 90-minute focus windows with the same force as external commitments. The shutdown ritual: close the day cleanly to preserve unconscious processing. Attention residue: eliminate the devices that degrade cognitive performance even when silent. Boredom as training: build the attentional infrastructure that sustained focus requires. The grand gesture: signal to yourself and your environment that serious work requires serious conditions. Your cognitive peak is finite and depletable. Build systems to protect it before it is consumed by other people's priorities. If this changed how you think, subscribe. I break down these frameworks every week, the habits, mental models, and performance systems of the world's highest producers. Drop a comment. Which of these 5 elements are you implementing in your workflow first?